Are you trying to learn German and you've been told that English and German resemble each other? Well, sometimes it does, sometimes it feels like it doesn't, especially when you see words like this. But in this video, I'll teach you 13 rules so you will learn how to decode German. How do we do that? Well, following this kind of patterns. Before we start with our rules, we need to understand a concept, and that's Proto-West Germanic. That's the common ancestor that German and English have. O's in English will be I in German. Proto-West Germanic, they used to be I as well. So I may give that one to German. Let's see a few examples. Here we have a list. You can read some of them. Bone, Bein, with the meaning of leg, or stone, Stein, or home, Heim, and so on and so on. Words in English that have a D in German, they may turn into S, or double S, or scharfes S, or even Z. Let's see a few examples here. We can read some of them. Water became Wasser, or better became besser, or to eat became essen, and so on and so on. P's in English will be found in German as F's. Let's see a few examples. Apple will be Apfel. Plant, through Latin, will be Pflanze, or deep would be tief. I gotta give that one to English because English has kept the P from Proto-West Germanic, whereas German didn't. G's from Proto-West Germanic. German kept them, Dutch as well, but English, it doesn't seem to like G's that much. So let's see a few examples. The past participle of regular verbs in Dutch and in German, they start with ge, or ge in Dutch. In English, this all disappeared. Even words like enough lost its initial G. We have a few examples here like rain, Regen, nail, Nagel, day, Tag, and so on and so on. Well, I gotta give this to German because German hasn't changed that much since Proto-West Germanic. So words in Proto-West Germanic that used to have a long U or an OW sound, German has evolved into just OW, but English has changed a lot. We can find this as U or OW or A or E or even I. So let's read a few examples. Room, Raum, Haus, Haus, Out, Aus, Ei, Auge, cheap, kaufen, ist, Ost, but Ost in German used to be Aust back in the day. The thorn in Proto-West Germanic has been retained in English as th, whereas in German has evolved into a d. I gotta give this one to English. Let's read a few examples. Think, denk, thank, dank, that, das. Well, words ending in K in English, in German they'll become ch. I gotta give this one to English because it retains them from Proto-West Germanic. Let's see our list. Book, Buch, cook, koch, make, machen, and so on and so on and so on. Words starting in English with ch, they used to be a k, and German preserves this initial k. So gotta give this one to German. Let's read a few examples. Cheese, you will find it as Käse. Cheap, you will find it as kaufen, with the meaning of buying. Church, you will find it as Kirche, and so on and so on. This one I gotta give it to German. As you can see, the B has been preserved in German, but not in English. It has further evolved into a V sound, such as silver, silba, grave, grab, even, eben, and so on and so on. English wins here. So English has retained the initial D in words from Proto-West Germanic, also Dutch by the way, but German has further evolved these into T's. Let's read some examples from the list. Door, in German you'll say Tür. Deer, in German you'll say Tier. Deer comes from Old Norse, reindeer, which means the pure animal. But, you know, we don't call them deers anymore because we adopted animal from Latin. I gotta give this one to German. This is the N infix. So Anglo-Saxon has lost this through nasalization. So we can read here a few examples. Number 5 in German retains the N, so it's called fünf. Or goose, in German you'll say Gans. Or soft, in German you'll say sanft. Take a look at the list. So, words in English that are spelled with GH. This GH is silent, it's not longer pronounced, except for Scots. If you go to Scotland, you manage to hear the language, you will find this pronunciation that German keeps, and Dutch as well. Let's read a few examples. In English we would say night. In German you'll say Nacht, broad, bracht, thought, dacht. So I gotta give this one to German because they still pronounce it. English just spells it, but has gone completely silent. 12. Words in English ending in OW or AW in Proto-West Germanic there used to be a G, and German preserves that, whereas English doesn't. So I gotta give this last one to German. Let's read a few examples. In English we say morrow, as in tomorrow. In German you'll say morgen. In English you'll say Bau. In German you'll say Bogen, or rainbow, Regenbogen. Also the verb to draw, as in dragging something, in German you'll find it as tragen. Or Maw, which is animal stomach. In German you'll find it as Magen, meaning stomach in general. If you want to understand better German dialects, you have to keep in mind that there is a continuum. This means that the further north you go to Germany, you'll find dialects that share more similar features with Dutch and English. But the further south you go, the language will get further and further away from English. So words, they will start looking like this instead of this that they would look in the north. Instead of this is Platt Dutch, that's from northern Germany. And this is Bayerisch from southern Germany. So the word we wanted to decode at the beginning of the video, which is Magenschleimhautentzündung. How could you translate it into English? Well, let's try this. But word by word, this is the maw of an animal, the slime, which is the substance that protects the stomach, and then Haut, which gives you hide of animals in English. In German it means skin in general. So it's the slime that protects the skin of the stomach, and Entzündung, and this is a prefix that no longer exists in English, except for the prefix we find in answer. And finally, Zündung, which means inflammation. Well, the Z used to be a T, Zündung. We can translate it as Tinding, but doesn't mean anything in English. But Tinder means something that ignites fire. So there you go, inflammation. Magenschleimhautentzündung. Moos, slime, hide, and Tündung. And that's how you can decode words in German. But wait a second, these are the phonetical changes that German and English have gone through. But when it comes to grammar and when it comes to semantic evolution, this is a completely different story. We can talk about this in our next videos. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and if you would like more information about our lessons, you can find it here in the description. Have a good one.